Hello guys, welcome to BioVidyalayam. In our previous video, we have discussed about immunogenicity versus antigenicity. In that video, we discussed about what is the difference between immunogen and antigen. Here we are going to discuss about haptens and adjuvant. What is the difference between haptens and adjuvant? And at the end of this video, we will discuss one previous year question based on this concept. So let's start. Meaning of hapten is too fast. Okay. Haptens are small molecule with very low molecular weight. And that is why they are not capable of inducing the immune response. So, haptens are antigenic but not immunogenic. In our previous video, we have discussed that immunogens are antigen. All immunogens are antigen, but all antigens are not immunogen. Because immunogen have ability to induce immune response. Okay. And as well as they have to bind with the final product of immune response. Okay. But this antigen is not able to induce immune response, but it can bind to the final product of immune response. Okay. Here, haptens are antigenic but not immunogenic. That means haptens are antigen but they are not immunogen. Haptens are not able to induce immune response, but they can but they can bind to the final product of immune response like antigen or T cell receptors. Okay. So these haptens are not immunogenic but it is antigenic because molecular weight is very low. We already discussed some properties of immunogen. At that time, I told you that immunogen must have molecular weight greater than 10,000 Dalton. If molecular weight is less, means they are not able to induce immune response. If they are not able to induce immune response, means they are not immunogen. They are antigen. Okay. So these haptens are haptens with very low molecular weight and they are not able to induce immune response. So they are antigenic but not immunogenic. Haptens can be immunogenic if they bind with carrier proteins. Because once they bind with carrier protein, it increases the molecular weight, become larger molecule and thus it can be induce immune response. Haptens are antigenic because of its low molecular weight. It is less than 10,000 Dalton. After making it bigger or larger molecule, it will become immunogenic. So we have to combine or we have to bind this hapten with this is hapten with a carrier protein. Then molecular size or molecular weight of this hapten will increase. Okay. So it will become immunogenic. That will induce immune response. If it is able to induce immune response means that are immunogen. Okay. So haptens can be immunogenic if they bind with carrier protein because once they bind with carrier protein, it increases the molecular weight and thus it can induce immune response. So haptens plus carrier protein is equal to immunogen. Okay, haptens itself is an antigen. When it is combined with a carrier protein, it will become immunogen. So now after binding with carrier protein, hapten can able to induce immune response. So it is immunogen. Examples of haptens are penicillin, dinitrophenol, aminobenzene, etc. Okay. As we know that many drugs will produce allergic reaction. Allergic reaction means a type of immune response. Immune response against particular foreign substance. That is called allergy. Penicillin is such a drug. Penicillin is act as a haptens. That means they are not induce immune response by itself. Okay. But they are able to induce immune response when it is conjugated to a protein carrier. Okay. That is haptens. So if penicillin is injected, penicillin reacts chemically with proteins in the body to form hapten carrier complex. That can lead to the life-threatening syndrome called anaphylaxis. Okay, penicillin itself is not able to induce any immune response. When it is bind with our proteins in our body, that will become a carrier, hapten carrier complex. Here hapten is penicillin, and they will lead to the immune response that will induce immune response, and that immune response is anaphylaxis. Anaphylaxis means that allergic reaction. Okay, here hapten. Haptens are not immunogen, but they are antigen. They are not immunogen because they are not able to induce any immune response. Okay. When this hapten molecule is bound with carrier protein or carrier molecule, that will become this hapten carrier molecule will become immunogenic because molecular size is increased. Okay. So this hapten carrier complex is called a complete antigen. Complete antigen means immunogen. They are able to induce immune response. Okay, here you can see that this blue color one is carrier and this pink color one are haptens. This is a hapten carrier conjugate. If we eject hapten itself into the body of rabbit, if we eject haptens itself into rabbit, it will not produce any antibodies. But if we eject this carrier protein itself, that will produce antibodies against that carrier molecule. If we eject this hapten carrier conjugate into a rabbit, immunized rabbit, the three types of antibodies will produce. One is antibodies to hapten, another is antibody to carrier, and another is antibody to conjugate of hapten and carrier. Conjugate of hapten and carrier means junction of hapten and carrier. Here this pink color means hapten, this blue color carrier, this is conjugate, both hapten and carrier. So three types of antibodies will produce if hapten carrier conjugate ejected into rabbit. Here we can see that injection with hapten. Here DNB is hapten. Antibodies formed none. Antibodies will not form if hapten is injected. When protein carrier is injected, here BSA is protein carrier, then antibody will form against that carrier protein. Here anti-BSA. Antibody against BSA. Okay, if we eject this hapten carrier conjugate DNB BSA, here hapten is DNB and BSA is carrier. So antibody will produce against DNB, anti-DNB, antibody will produce against BSA, that means against carrier, protein carrier. So anti-BSA, and antibody will produce against this junction of hapten and BSA. That means antibodies to conjugate of hapten and carrier. So anti-DNP BSA. So if we inject this hapten carrier protein or hapten carrier conjugate into a rabbit, then three types of antibody will produce. One is agonist hapten, another is agonist carrier, and the third type is agonist conjugate of hapten and carrier. Okay. Haptens are not immunogen by itself. Haptens are antigenic by itself. Haptens become immunogen when it is conjugated with a protein carrier. Okay, so let's see about adjuvant. Adjuvor. The meaning of adjuvor means to help. Okay, I'll write here adjuvor. Adjuvor. The meaning of adjuvor is to help. So, the function of adjuvant is to help enhance immunity, enhancing immunity. That will help antigen to enhance immunity. So, adjuvant is a helper. Okay. We use adjuvant to boost the immune response in case weak immunogen or when antigens are available in small amount. So, we will use adjuvant to boost immune response or for enhancing immune response against a particular antigen when that immunogen is weak or the amount of immunogen or antigen is less, small amount of antigen. Okay. An adjuvant is a substance that is co-injected with antigen in order to help stimulate and enhance the adaptive immune system into producing antibodies against the antigen. We already discussed in our previous video about adaptive immune response. If you didn't watch that video, link is here. Please go through that video. Okay. An adjuvant is a substance that is co-injected with antigen. That means this adjuvant is injected into our body along with antigen, and that will help to stimulate and enhance the adaptive immune system. So, this adjuvant will help antigen. Okay, that will help to stimulate or enhance, that will increase the adaptive immune response, and that will help to produce more antibodies against that particular antigen. Okay, so the function of adjuvant is enhancing immunity, that is a helper. We know that haptens will become immunogenic when conjugated covalently to a carrier protein. It will not become immunogenic if mixed with an adjuvant. So, we know that hapten itself is not immunogenic. When we conjugated this hapten with a carrier protein, it will become immunogenic. That will able to induce immune response. Okay, but if we mix this hapten with adjuvant, that hapten will not become immunogenic because haptens are small molecule. For making it more larger, we are conjugated this hapten with a carrier protein. So that will become immunogenic after conjugating with a carrier protein. But function of adjuvant is different. Adjuvant is a helper that will enhancing immunity. That will not convert this hapten into a immunogen. Okay. So it will not become, this hapten will not become immunogenic if mixed with an adjuvant. Okay. Haptens will not become immunogen. Haptens will not induce any immune response if we mix that with an adjuvant. Okay. Adjuvant may be added to a vaccine to boost the immune response to produce more antibodies and longer lasting immunity, thus minimizing the dose of antigen needed. So, adjuvants are used in vaccines and that will reduce the amount of antigen. if we use adjuvants in vaccine, the amount of particular antigen needed is very less. We don't need too much of antigen. Only a little amount of antigen is needed for producing a vaccine. And this adjuvant will help to produce more antibodies, and it will produce long-lasting immunity against that particular small amount of antigen. That is the function of adjuvant. It is a help to boost immune response against a small amount of antigen. Okay. Adjuvant can act as a depot for the antigen. Depot means a storage space for antigen. And that will presenting the antigen over a long period of time, thus maximize the immune response before the body clears the antigen. So this adjuvant is acting as a storage space of antigen, and that will present this antigen for a long period of time. If it is present for a long time period of time, means that will maximize the immune response. So, example for this depot type adjuvant is oil emulsion. In the case of influenza vaccine, we are using oil emulsion as adjuvant. Okay. Another type of adjuvant is alum, aluminum potassium sulfate. It is used for human vaccine. Alum prolongs the persistence of antigen. That will precipitate the antigen and prolongs the persistence of antigen, and that will give maximizing the immune response before the body clears the antigen. Example is diphtheria and tetanus vaccine. Here, this alum converts the soluble toxoid into a precipitate. Okay. So, that will present that antigen for a long period of time, and that will maximize the immune response before the body clears the antigen. So that is the function of adjuvant in vaccine. Okay. So haptens means haptens are antigenic by itself, and that will become immunogenic when it is conjugated with a carrier protein. Adjuvants are helper that will helping antigen or small amount of antigen, or in the case of weak immunogen, this adjuvant will help to increase or enhancing immune response that will produce more antibodies against that particular small amount of antigen. That is the function of adjuvant. So this is the question from CSIR Net June 2015. Question is, there are three substances A, B and C. Given below are the pattern of immunological response in rabbit when 1 A is administered along with C. So this is the graph when A is administered along with C. Okay, next C, next second B is administered along with C. B is with C. B is administered along with the C. Okay, and here third A is conjugated with B and administered along with C. A is conjugated with B. A is binded with B. That means conjugated with B and administered along with the C. Okay. So which one of the following is the correct identification? Options are option A protein, B hapten, C adjuvant. Option B A hapten, B protein, C adjuvant. Option C A protein, B adjuvant, C hapten. Option D A hapten, B adjuvant, C protein. Protein means that is an immunogen. Hapten means haptens are not immunogen. Haptens are antigenic by itself, and that become immunogen when it is conjugated with a protein carrier. Adjuvant. Adjuvant is a helper that will help to enhance immune response against a particular antigen. Okay. So here in this graph we can say that here anti-A is produced. A means antibody against this substance A. Okay, but there is no antibody against substance C. Okay, here we can say, here antibody B. Antibody B is produced and it is increasing also. The amount of antibody is increasing. Here it is stable. It is not increasing and the level is also very less. Okay. Here antibody against A is, amount of antibody against A is very less and this amount is also not increasing. Here antibody against B is more as compared to this A, and the amount is also increasing, and there is no antibody against C. Okay, and here in third graph, here antibody A is there, antibody B is also there. Okay, but antibody against C is not there. Here in these three pictures we can say that there is no antibody production against C. So we can say that C is an adjuvant, and in this figure also it is clear that from this figure graph 1 and 2 also it is clear that C is an adjuvant, because here A is a hapten. Hapten means they are not immunogenic. If we add adjuvant along with hapten also, that hapten will not become immunogenic and immune response against that hapten will not increase. Okay. So we can say that this A is a hapten. Okay. And this C is an adjuvant, and here B is a protein, because here A is conjugated with B. Here A is a hapten that is conjugated with B and it is administered along with C. Here A is a hapten and B is a carrier protein and C is adjuvant. So here antibodies against B is produced, antibodies against hapten is also produced, but there is no antibody against this adjuvant. So we can say A is a hapten, B is a protein, and C is adjuvant. Okay, C is an adjuvant. So here we can say that here in this option, this option B is correct. Here A is hapten, B is protein and C is adjuvant. Okay. Haptens are not immunogenic. If it is conjugated with protein, it will become immunogenic, and adjuvant will not change this hapten into an immunogen. That will not increase immune response, or it will not enhance the immune response of haptens if it is injected into the host cell along with adjuvant. So option B is correct. A hapten, B protein, C adjuvant. So I think this video will be helpful for you. If it is helpful, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Keep learning. Thank you.